Hey guys, this is Brandon, aka the Workman's Pomp, aka John Wick before adding water looking hairstyle. Hang on, I gotta fix this. And today I have a product review for you, and that is Original by BluMaan Smooth. Now, what makes this unique is that this is a iteration of Original by BluMaan that's a little bit easier to put in the hair, a little bit less tug and pull with just a tiny bit less hold. So to kind of make it a little bit smoother, it had to have a little bit less hold. I didn't notice too big of a difference compared to Original. So let's get right into it. The presentation on this is really cool. I personally think this pops a little bit more than the just original standard, BluMaan Unsmooth edition. I just like that it has the blue circle around. I think it sticks out a little bit more. On the side, it tells you the natural finish, the natural ingredients, the heat protectant that you can use it as a pre-styler and post-styler. Since I don't do any of that and I don't use a hairdryer, I'm not going to do that, but I will get into it and kind of talk about it a little bit. The scent on this is kind of like a mint scent. Kind of like a tea tree mint, and it reminds me of just like the Wrigley's spearmint gum. Almost all the products have that scent on it, so I mean, if you're familiar with BluMaan, then you're going to be familiar with this scent. I like it. I think it's really cool, and I think it mixes pretty well despite it being a mint scent because it's kind of on the lighter side. The color inside is this kind of just white regular color, and the scoopability, I'll go on the top layer. Really, really, really easy. Now I'm going to take out a little scoop here. The breakdown is really nice and smooth, get it, as well. Now, for me personally, when I'm using this stuff, you can put it in your hair dry and it'll give you a more textured look. Since I'm kind of, used to doing a pompadour, I put it in damp. And I feel like if you do that, what this does, at least for me, what I noticed personally, the way that I use this product, because it can be used a many different ways. I found you don't need a lot, obviously. I put in about 2 of the smaller scoops. And if you put it in with damp hair, what I noticed is that gives you a little bit more time to work with it. I feel like when I put it in dry, I felt like it immediately kind of wanted to start locking in the hold. And that is good, especially, if you just want a quick textured look. But if you want a look that has a little bit more textured, but also has a good amount of hold, at least for me, I noticed putting it in damp. I'm going to put in a 3rd scoop just to show you here. So, application, even in damp and dry hair, is on the smoother side. It's not bad at all. I didn't really notice too much tugging and pulling, although if you're putting in kind of medium-sized scoops like I did, you might get a stray hair here and there. That's to be expected. Like I've said in some past reviews, if you're putting in a lot of product into any sort of type of product, you're going to get a little bit of tug and pull. But if you kind of layer this product in, put couple little scoops, break it down and put it in, you're going to be fine. So slicking it back with the applicator brush, there's not any sort of issue, no tug and pull. It's actually kind of easy. The thing I noticed with this product in particular, the way that I use it, is that if you put it in damp hair, it gives you a little bit more time to style with it. I feel like this stuff really wants to lock in the hold right away. Styling it is pretty easy too. Like I said, the way that I use this is I use this for volume and hold. So for me in particular, like I said, adding a little bit of water gives me some time to kind of style my pompadour, get it nice and big, and then I let it dry naturally, like on the way to work or whatever, and it will lock in the hold. Now, I'm not going to use a hairdryer with this because personally the way that I do my hair, I don't have time to in the morning anyways, so I'm going to kind of keep this the way that I would do it. But I can see why people would want to use a hairdryer with this stuff because, like, once it dries, it has some pretty decent hold, which, like I said, I was pretty surprised with altogether. So using a hairdryer with this stuff, I could see that it would lock in some serious stinking hold. Okay, I think that about does it for me on the styling aspect. Got kind of a nice volumized pomp here. Now, what I would say is styling wise, if your hair starts to feel like it's getting a little bit hard to work with, or maybe you feel like it's drying out a little bit, add a little bit of water like I was saying before, helps you style it. That's what I do. Then if you like to use a hairdryer, you can blow dry it, hair dry it, and lock it into place. For me personally, I just let it dry over time, and the hold locks in. It has a pretty good medium to firmish hold on this that will last but stay airy. Now, the endurance on this, I typically wouldn't wear something like this to work, but I wanted to give it a shot. And it lasted the majority of the day. Towards maybe the last 2 hours of my shift, some parts started to fall out, but it didn't like completely deteriorate my hairstyle altogether. Just added a little bit of water and restyled. So yeah, so the endurance is pretty decent on this stuff too. For me personally, my overall thoughts on this, I think that this is a good, if it's not doing a lot of heavy work or a lot of heavy lifting, I think this would be a good medium duty type product. I think that this is something akin to going out with your friends, maybe going on a date or something like that. I wouldn't typically wear something like this to work, although you can, and it does work well. You can add this on top of other products, or put this, style this first and add other products on top of it. It works really good to kind of layer it in like a sandwich almost, put it in the middle or on the bottom or the top, and it just kind of adds a little bit of extra hold and a little bit of extra volume. It's pretty good. In that regards too, for its name, Smooth, it is smoother than the other iteration of Original by BluMaan, so it does live up to that expectation. I didn't notice too much of a difference in the hold. Like, this is a little bit lighter, but they both still have really good hold, so I like that. My overall rating on this product, I would give it a 4 out of 5. This is a great product. Like I said, this is a product, not a pomade, and I could recommend it for medium duty work or below. If you're working construction or stuff like that, couldn't recommend it to you. But if you're using it like you're going to school, or you have a desk job, or you want to go out Friday night with your boys and grab some drinks, or you're taking your girl out for, like her birthday or just like a nice date, then throw some of this in your hair. It smells good, it's easy to style with, and it's certainly adds a nice matte feel to your hair, like a nice matte finish, as well as a matte look, while not being overly aggressive. Also wanted to add, typically I don't use a hairdryer, but if you were to use a hairdryer with this, I've used it a couple of times, the hold will lock in and give you like that nice matte finish with the good volume that you're looking for, the way that you style it right away. For me personally, just the type of, because I'm so used to pomades and stuff, the way that I do it, adding it to damp hair, layering it in and styling it, and if I feel like it's getting a little bit hard to style with, adding a little bit more water to my hair, that works out really well for me. That's one way you can do it, but it also works good with a hairdryer. Also, BluMaan gave me a code for my subscribers. It is Workman's Pomp. So type in Workman's Pomp for 15% off your order, which is cool. So if you want to get some Smooth, or you want to see what else they got, go to their site, which will be in the links, and give it a shot. So I think it's pretty decent. I definitely like this. I like them both personally, but if you really didn't like a little bit of tug and pull, then Smooth is going to be right up your alley, and you're not going to notice too much of a difference in the hold wise. So I think that this, in comparison to the original, does live up to its name. It is smooth. All right, guys, let me know what you think if you got this, and hope you have a great one.